Apparently, nobody wants to be a U.S. Army soldier anymore. According to the Army themselves, there is a retention issue, meaning nobody will re-enlist to stay in the Army, and nobody is actually joining to enlist into the Army. Now, this is interesting because when you look at every single conflict the U.S. military has been involved with, from World War I all the way up until today, there has never been an issue with people joining the military, wanting to be a soldier, wanting to fight for their country. So what is going on? And so we're clear, the context of this video will be within the last 20 years, since technically the Afghanistan war just ended. In September 2001, we have to remember all of the events that went down from New York City to the Pentagon. They were major. It made people pissed off and it unified the country. People were joining the military in droves. Iraq was another big motivation for people to join the military. You see, the Afghanistan was not really reported about as much as Iraq. I'm old enough to remember that whenever a soldier didn't make it back home or soldiers were hurt in combat, it was blasted all over the news. You couldn't walk anywhere in America in the early 2000s without a support the troops banners and American flags everywhere. But as we get further and further from 2001, motivation changes. It starts to dwindle a little bit. The president changes. The culture of America changes. Things get different. Even more significant, we got the guy who did the events in 2001. So now what's the mission? Why are we actually here? These are the questions that are starting to be brought upon leadership from the top to the bottom. What are we actually doing now? So now we have a culture conflict for soldiers. There are soldiers who joined the Army due to the direct impacts of September 2001. And now we have soldiers who joined, they respect what happened, but I joined the Army because maybe I want the free college, I want the benefits. And that creates sort of a weird culture shift for the soldiers and the motivations to want to stay in the Army. I mean, think about Pearl Harbor. For my generation and many people before me, we remember Pearl Harbor. We don't know what it was like when it happened. We don't remember the radio broadcast and how everybody was shocked that Japan attacked America. And that's sort of what is happening and what has been happening since September 2001 until today. The motivation is dwindling to want to fight for the country when there is no cause to fight right now. And believe it or not, for a soldier to do his job at the fullest and at the best, you better give him a good reason to risk his life for the country. And that is what we are losing right now. Now we have an even weirder situation. We're in a time of peace, but again, why would a soldier join to do trash details? The worst thing you can do is let a soldier just stand around and do nothing and train. It's like the LA Lakers training all summer to get ready for the regular season just to be told, by the way, you're not actually going to play, go back to summer training. And I know what you're saying, but Russia and Ukraine, we have to get ready. The deployments that are happening today, you're either going to the Mexican border, you might go to Africa, and you might go over to Kuwait just to sit around in the sand. Is it worth it for the people who've been to Afghanistan, who've been to Iraq, they've been in combat? It's not worth it to them. That's why we are starting to see a decline of soldiers, but I don't think we have to worry. If anything were to happen again, we have a massive reserve unit, we have a National Guard unit, and we have tons of people who will literally sign up the next day to go fight if the fight is worth it.